Welcome to the Market Mindset. We are the hub for news, results, and CEO interviews focusing the junior commodities sector. We provide market analysis and perspective that will help position you for solid returns. If that sounds like something you're interested in, you can help support us by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification bell. For more info, you can visit our website. All links are in the description below. Now let's get into today's video.
Good morning, everyone. It's Andrew with the Market Mindset. Today, it's always great to get exciting news, and there is some big news out today. I've got Bruce Bragagnolo, who is the Executive Chairman and Director over at Regency Silver Corp. Putting out a great press release today. We're going to get into some of the details, but let's just jump in, say hi to Bruce, and talk about this press release.
Yeah, hi, Andrew. It's a very exciting day for Regency Silver. We just announced what we feel is a major new discovery at our Dios Padre project in Sonora, Mexico. It's on the eastern part of Sonora, right by the border with Chihuahua, and it's in a belt of copper porphyries. But it's also in a belt where it kind of matches up with the Mojave Sonora Megashear. So we really like the area, and we just hit a terrific hole in our first post-IPO drill program at Dios Padre. I'll give you some of the details of it. So we drilled through an old IP anomaly that had been recognized before. It had actually been drilled before, but we figured that the best place to come up with new mineralization was drilling towards the existing silver mine. And that meant we had to go deep. We had to go down about 500 meters. Well, we got through the IP anomaly and we hit a very significant gold, copper, silver zone. We hit over 53.8 meters of 4.7 grams per ton gold. We hit, included in that 53.8 meters, is 35.8 meters of 6.84 grams per ton gold, 0.88% copper, and 21.81 grams per ton silver. So that's a spectacular hole by any measure, and it's right at it's at the upper end of what we were hoping for on this drill hole. And I got to say, the gold far exceeds expectations.
Yes, I mean, great copper, but that gold is fantastic, especially because a lot of generals will be thinking, oh, but it says silver right in the name of the company. But it's great to see the precious metals coming out there. And it goes without saying for a lot of my crew who watch that are more generalists and getting excited about the mining sectors. I mean, there's infrastructure. You've got so many neighbors coming all along down this belt in Sonora. There's so much happening in just that region that I really wanted to lead off with these results, and we could kind of talk a bit more about some of your neighbors, such as First Majestic Silver, Agnico Eagle, you name it. You're in the right area, and having these results is really exciting, and especially in these tough, chaotic markets, it's really a big glimmer of hope and excitement for someone's portfolio too.
Yeah, it's really interesting in this district. There are some big mines in the district. Agnico Eagle they have Pinos Altos. There's Dolores. There's Mulatos. So there are some big mines owned by some bigger companies. And at Dios Padre, I mean, we did have an existing historical silver mine that was very interesting, and it was a very big structure. It was a breccia, and it wasn't your typical high-grade, small, narrow silver vein. It had some size to it, and right beside it, only 500 meters away, was this very prominent IP anomaly. Now, the silver mine did not have a very prominent IP signature. So it led us to believe that there was something different over by the IP signature. And there certainly is. I mean, this may be the source of the silver mine. We don't know right now. But all indications are that this could be leading us towards a a very large system. So we don't know where we are in it. We could be on the edge of it. We could be in the middle of it. This is going to take some district scale exploration and more drilling. We're going to follow up with more drilling, more geophysics to really get a handle on where we're at.
I mean, it's really exciting whenever you have a thesis and it comes to fruition and you start to see, okay, we're onto something here. I mean, that alone is exciting. But your team and specifically you've had a lot of success in Mexico, especially. So this isn't new, and it's important because I like to point out whenever people are looking at mining companies, it takes everything. It takes the right management team that have hit milestones before and have hit timelines before and have managed projects well. It takes good timing, good capital markets ability. So you've got everything right now, and now great results. Where it's going to be really exciting to see this extends out, and down below, how to fill this in and the next steps, because I'm sure right now it's a lot of doors are opening, and it's quite exciting to see what's your next step.
Yeah, I've got to say that having Mike Tucker, who is our QP and our PGO, there on site and supervising everything, and also coming up with the overall thesis has been very instrumental in doing all this. So we've built a really good team. We've got a great team on the ground in Mexico, and I really feel that we can do some good work here. We've got good geologists led by Mike. We've got a great board, great team. So we've got all the components necessary. But having the experience in Mexico is also very important. Knowing the style of mineralization, knowing what to look for, knowing how to get things done on the ground. Basically in Mexico, it's the same as anywhere else. If you treat people with respect, you get respect back. And that's something that we're really keen on making sure that we're very respectful of the local communities, and that we give back to the communities.
And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I mean, the results are really quite high. And I don't want to be too promotional about it, but they really are really great results. So I imagine you'll probably be going out to talk to whoever wants to talk. I'm sure there's lots, and whoever will listen about the next stage and the next steps forward. And what are some of those that, if someone's looking at now and they see, oh, wow, you're really onto something here. What can you tell us at this point are the next steps?
Well, we just entered into an option on a 5,600 hectare land package around our core Dios Padre claims. We early exercised the option on Dios Padre just recently. And our next steps are to do all of the work we can do without actually putting a drill down. So we're going to be doing geophysics. We're going to be doing a regional flyover, downhole IP. We're going to be doing everything we can do that's inexpensive before we bring the drills back in, just to get a better understanding of where we're at. We're going to do some petrography on the core itself, on mineralization, get a really good understanding of the geology. And then we'll be going back on the ground. We're going to drill deeper. We want to extend the current hole down to 1,000 meters. The current hole was limited by the drill. The drill could only go down 500 meters. It was the only drill we could get at the time. And it did a great job, but it only got us down 500 meters. And then that's as deep as it can go. So we're going to bring in a drill that can go deeper. We're going to bring in 2 more drills that can go to 500 meters. And we're going to start doing a fence around the discovery hole. We hit some really good grades over at the silver mine too, so we have to do some follow-up work there as well. I mean, we hit 582 grams of silver over 3.9 meters, 558 grams over 5.85 meters, 420 grams over 3.9 meters. Those results alone would get most companies excited. But when you combine that with just a spectacular hole in hole 1, it really shows you that there's a lot of mineralization in this area. We have to, we have to put our thinking hats on and really figure out where it's coming from and how to find more.
And what's also exciting for someone who is looking at this company is that this is a newer vehicle. It's a newer listed company, so you don't have 400 million shares out already, or there's no rollbacks. I mean, it's clean. You've got great numbers right out of the hat, right out of the jump. That's a really, for especially in the mining sector, that's a really good start.
Yeah, it is. We finished our IPO in May, got listed. We just listed on the TSX-V in May, and when we listed on the OTCQB in the States, we'll have our DTC eligibility up pretty soon. So we'll be able to trade in the US fairly soon. Yeah, we started our drill program right away. We didn't want to wait around. We'd waited long enough to get the IPO through. So we wanted to get drilling right away, and we had a very exciting target, one that warranted a deep drill hole. And yeah, we hit a big hole.
And for some people who, and even myself, I mean, how deep are some of your neighbors? Like how, like I know like at Kirkland Lake, you can go down like 2 kilometers. Is this similar type of thing you could chase down for kilometers?
Andrew, this is totally different than anything I've seen before in
Okay.
Mexico.
Okay.
It's the high grade of gold combined with the copper and the silver that makes it very unique. Our geologists really can't think of an analogous situation to this system. So it's very extraordinary to find something like this in Mexico. In Mexico, it's usually hard to get 1 million ounces of gold. It's usually low grade. It's just difficult. Usually you get a lot of meters, but very low grade.
Yeah.
To hit this type of meterage with that type of grade is very unique.
And once again, I want to like reiterate to anybody watching, you've had some big success in Mexico. And that matters because you've seen a lot of geology and a lot of rocks in there. So that it does mean something when you say that, and for also your geologists to acknowledge that this is something special. And we can say that it's a discovery, it's special at this point, and it'll be really exciting to build upon this thesis and to see what happens next. But I think you were mentioning to me before too, you're going to do just like 50-meter step outs. Like it's going to be a tight.
That's right. We haven't had time to get the program together yet. We've just been working on getting our results compiled. Now we'll have some time to really flesh out the drill program and what we're going to be doing. We'll be announcing that in the near future once we get that together. But there's more work to be done here. It's nice to have success on your first hole, but that hole built on the work that was done by previous option holders, and we were able to take that work and build on it and come up with a thesis that has worked. But we have more work ahead of us. We need to figure out what type of system we're in and where it goes. And just for perspective, I just want to mention this. 36 meters is a 10-story building. So think of a 10-story building of mineralization. That kind of puts it in perspective. And I think this news is going to attract a lot of attention from corporate, corporate people, people that are looking at new discoveries that have to replace their existing production with new discoveries. I mean, that is the market for us. We want to be able to feed that pipeline, and also we should be getting some interest from the institutional community and the investor community as well. This is the type of hole that will attract attention.
So I think next steps, I guess you're probably going to be on the road a lot. There's going to be a lot of travel to tell everyone the story in person, whether it's funds and institutions, but probably conferences as well.
Yeah, the next step for us is, we've got all day today in Toronto, and then we're off to the Brian Lundeen conference in New Orleans, and that'll be our debut pretty well. So we want to make sure we're all dressed up for our debut.
Well, I
So
imagine
yeah, that'll be a good conference for us to tell the story at.
well, you might just be the belle of the ball there.
Oh, we sure hope so.
It's always great to have someone come on that has some good news, especially whenever it's confirming a thesis. It's one of the things we always want to stress is those three components. You have to have the management team, you have to have the right property and the right capital behind you. But it's great when you have that, and then you get your first drill hole is successful. It certainly is very attractive.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
All right, well, we look forward to catching up with you again, and all the best.
Thank you.